oftentimes men are being said that they are being accused of being sassy for asking for reciprocity.
Yep. Yes.
When they say that, hey, because that's exactly what the men are saying. Sometimes I want my feet rubbed. Sometimes I'm tired of always having to pay for all the dates. Sometimes I would like for you to come to me and ask me how I'm doing.
Yep.
That's literally what men are saying, and they often be accused of being sassy for asking for reciprocity. I don't think.
Facts.
No. That's not what I'm saying, because the question that Lapeef asked earlier, I said it goes both ways. I want to make sure, Empress in the wife school also said, we want to make sure that we are serving you. We want to make sure that we're saying, how are you doing? What is it that you need?
No,
But
yeah,
in reciprocating it to come back to me to say, Kalima, how are you doing? I've seen that you haven't gotten sleep for over 2 weeks because you've been working on your dissertation. Do you want some coffee? I know your favorite candy is Sour Patch Kids. It's the little things. That's what I'm saying.
well, no,
Yeah, but men do that all the time. In fact, from the beginning, from the moment a man meets a woman, he's expected to do all those things. Take me out, plan the date, call me, check on me. Cause you guys, if you guys comment down below in the comments, 9 out of 10 times, if you meet a woman and you call her or she gives you her number and you call her the first time you guys talk, I can guarantee you, if you don't keep calling, she's just gonna move on. They never put effort at all. They expect you to put all the effort. Call her, text her, check on her, take her out, pay for the dinner, make the plans, do all the things, buy her gifts. And then she's like, down the road, 6 or 12 months down the road, once you prove yourself to me, then I'll be nice to you. Then I'll do something nice to you. And even then you have to ask. And if you don't ask, they'll be like, oh, but I don't know. You didn't tell me. You didn't open up.
no. So I'm not denying. I'm not denying that that's what y'all believe that reciprocity is and what it is to actually what you're supposed to bring. What I was going up against is when you said that men are sassy nowadays. And when I asked for examples,
I didn't
Yep.
say all men. I'm not saying
I'm not saying that you said. We just speaking in general. You just said that hey, men are sassy. We seeing a lot of sassiness, and I'm just simply explaining that oftentimes the men like what y'all deem as sassy is basically men are asking for reciprocity in
Facts.
relationships, and they're just more vocal today about what they want. And since men have been vocal about what they want, they have been getting accused of being sassy, and that's just from the general public. That's normally when we hear somebody say that a man is being sassy, it's often him being vocal about how he feels.
Can I jump in really quick, Sweeney? When you bring up the concept of reciprocity, I guess we have to be careful of how we define things or understand how things are defined. So for me, when I say a man is being sassy or it's like, he wants to be treated like a princess, it's kind of like he's a man who's just chilling, kicking back and expecting the woman to do everything.
That's not true because women never do everything. Number one. Number two, y'all call men sassy and gay and feminine anytime they have standards. Because you are used to walking all over the man and men letting you getting away with everything. But when you meet this guy who's like, hey, listen, you want me to call you? You got to call me too. They're like, oh, you're sassy. You want a woman to chase you? I don't chase men. It's like, no, I just want you to check on me as well to see if you really care. And then you call him sassy.
As in also when a woman has to put on her masculinity jacket and protect and serve while he just sits there and kicks back. There's nothing wrong with a man. I mean, I see some people making faces, but it's true. This is what's happening. I know some of us are married on the call, but to understand what's happening today, a lot of men are kicking back, relaxing, not wanting to fulfill their roles and their duty as a man.
Because they are tired of being taken advantage over. Because they have done it so many times and they're realizing, you know what am I getting in return? Because even when I do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, she's going to say, but you didn't do X, Y, Z, and it's not enough. So men are like, you know what? I'm tired. You know what? I might as well kick back. Because when I do 7 things out of the 10 things she wants, it's not enough. And she hasn't even done 2 things for me, but I've done 7, it's not enough. I might as well kick back. And they don't like it. The men are giving up. Some men are giving up. Some men are going to Asia, Brazil, Colombia, Africa, and name it.
There's nothing wrong with the man asking for things to be reciprocated. If you're loving up on this woman, she should be loving up on you. If you're being thoughtful and considerate about for this woman, she should definitely be doing the same thing for you. So you asking for that, and first of all, you shouldn't even be asking for that in return. And if you find that you are and it's coming up a little bit too much, that might not be the person for you, because you should never be begging for somebody to pour into you the same way that you're pouring into them.
Well, it's not necessarily all right. So the thing is that it's just public discussions, right? Like when men are asking for these things, they're not saying, "Hey," like if we all on this panel talking, right?
Mhm.
So when I bring up the things that men may want from their women, I'm not saying, "Hey, Empress, I need you to do this for me." What we're saying is, "Hey, this is what men tend to like, would like to have in reciprocity. We don't see women doing this all the too often. Is it possible that y'all can do this?" And they're being called sassy. So it's not necessarily that men are like the men who are, you know what I mean, who are getting what they want.
Yeah.
They're not, you know what I mean. I'm sure they are also vocal about the things that they dislike in their women.
Yeah.
What we're saying is that when we're having a public discussion, it's often deemed as sassy for men to be vocal, which has been happening over the last 3 years. That's as soon as men started getting vocal about how they feel, about what they want in relationships, about the fact that, hey, look, we feel like we're giving so much, but we're not getting anything in return. That's when they started being called sassy, because instead of acknowledging the fact that men are desiring something that women may not be providing, they would rather shame the man into submission.
Yeah, that's a very interesting perspective, and I'm glad you clarified it in that type of way. I, for one, was not aware of that general
lie. If you're on social media and you see what's going on, there's no way you don't see that. You know, men even had to create the whole soft guy era, drizzle, because they were saying, "Hey, listen, I've been doing all this for you. It's your turn now." You know, but as soon as a man asks, "Hey, baby, make me a sandwich," they call him controlling. They call him gay. So men are tired. Men are giving up.
Definition around sassiness. Again, I thrive in spaces personally. I know I'm not here to talk about myself, but like the people that I actually surround myself with also, we thrive in spaces of reciprocity. There's nothing wrong with a man who can even express his emotions and his thoughts and feelings is a strong man. I mean, nobody wants to deal with the machoistic man who he can never crack, or he can never just be vulnerable. Somebody used that term earlier, you know, to speak to me and, you know, want to foster a relationship with me. I don't see anything personally sassy about that. But then again, if a woman says that nowadays, she's also a pick-me, might be from the same bunch of women. But
Sweeney, I wanted to because I don't want to conflate the two things. So I think what the girls are talking about, like, because Sports Combe brought up something to me that was kind of like crazy. Like when she said, I want you to drive for once. And if the men that she's dealing with are letting her drive them in the car, I do think that might be a little sassy. I don't know. Maybe I'm different. I don't like when a woman drive me.
Yeah, but how many men of that kind has she met that are letting her drive? How many men has she met that let her pick the date and plan the date, and she calls them and chases them? Probably 1 out of 1,000. You know, but when they say sassy, they just really don't like men who are standing up and requiring them to do something for the man. Because remember, as men, we have to do things up front. If you're not going to take on a date, if you're not going to call her, if you're not going to plan something, you best believe she ain't going to do nothing. And you might as well go to the next girl, because very few women are going to put in effort from the beginning. All they want to do is show up. So how many men is she meeting, and which kind of men is she meeting? And how many times in the case where they make her plan the date and they make her drive them, that means that man doesn't have a car or something. You feel me? So I don't believe anything she says. But what do you guys think? Link down below to Lapiff Network.